Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It's Rapper Majala here. G'day everyone, Rapper Majala here, tuning in to Division 4 Wallaby. Thanks very much for everyone joining us tonight. I hope you're having a good night. 6:30, this is going to be a humdinger. It is a relay race, 100%, and if there isn't enough pressure on these guys to perform, there's nothing worse than this one where the positions that these guys qualify is exactly where everyone else in Division 3, 2 and 1 will qualify again. Go Woggy, hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you as well as Will Hunter. Great to see you guys in the chat. So I'm just going to set up some of the telemetry. Hopefully you guys are having a good night. It is going to be a 100% race, so strap yourselves in. It is going to be a long one. And there's a couple of guys out on track. We've got Mick here in the Mercedes. He's going to be the first to take a flying lap as he comes down. Breaking into the 50, clips the inside apex quite nicely. On the outside wide, he's going to come down to the famous Wellington Straight, the first of two DRS zones. Foot flat to the floor, going through the gears underneath the priority sign, looking for about the marker on the right-hand side, just there before the 50, going through the gears, gets a little bit sloppy. In the Mercedes, the car just not hugging the inside core. Now we come up to the famous the old main straight here, which was replaced by the Hamilton Straight. As we're coming down here, flat out through 7 gears. Now we're coming up to the famous turns of Maggots, Beckett's. Here's Maggots, here's Beckett's. Just a slight lift, accelerating away as we come through and on to the Hangar Straight. Foot flat to the floor, going through the gears, approaching speeds of close to 320 kilometres an hour. In fact, he's exceeding as we come to Stowe Corner. Touch of the brakes, down into 5th. Car just wants to get a little bit unbalanced as he comes down to Vale for the first time. Braking here at the 100 metres. Just clips the apex nicely, going through the gears. Car wants to get a little bit unstable. He's held on to that well in the Mercedes. Coming across the line and 1:28.740. Scotty Mack in the other Mercedes. He's now coming through Sector 1. Looking to try and post his first time. We've got a couple of guys coming through. In fact, we've got the Aston Martin there of Mudpack. He's in the pits at the moment. Chevy Wolves with a 1:27.108. Izzy Fizzy with a 1:27.923. And Mickey's there in his 28th. Scotty Mack coming through into Sector 2. Going through the gears. Coming up here to Cobb's Corner. Accelerate. Just a slight lift there from Scotty Mack. Coming through to the famous Maggots and Beckett's. No, just a slight down the gear to 7th. Touch again. Slight touch on the brake down to 5th. Accelerating away. Going through. DRS is now open. Trying to get a slight little toe there from the kick Sauber. Accelerating away now, looking at Stowe, just at the 50 metre, gets a little bit twitchy, does miss the apex by quite a bit to Squatty Mac. Now looking for the 100, drops hard into Vale, clips the inside apex, rolls the car over. Looking nice and firm here. What's the time going to be here for Scotty Mac? It's going to be a 1:28.955, good enough for P4. Oasis, that's a much slower one from him. The old man in the kick Sauber henchman. Let's ride on board car. Wants to get squiggly. Just up on the inside barrier. Misses the apex completely. Could have driven a smack truck through the gap there between him and the apex. Through the gears he goes. Does the old man from henchman. Onto the Wellington Straight. DRS wide open as he comes under the Pirelli bridge. We look for the 50-metre mark. Nicely throws it again, massive exit of the miss of the apex, but hugging it through goes Henchman as he goes through the gears, approaching 320 kilometres an hour. Hugs the inside, goes to the left, slight tap on the brakes. Oh, did he invalidate? Yes, he did, so that's not good for Henchman. PMR Piastri didn't think he was actually going to be racing tonight, but he's been able to get the call up at the late. He's now into the Aston Martin, replacing Lance Stroll, thank fuck. Anyway, up onto the Wellington Straight. Here he goes. 50-metre mark, just a nice little clip, but he's missed the apex by a significant amount as Piastri in the Aston Martin, looking around, going nicely here as he hugs the inside, accelerating now into sector 2 here. Looking to Copse Corner in 8th. Does he drop down the gear? Just drops it down into 7th. Doesn't decelerate. Nicely done. Lets the car hang out wide as we come into Maggots and Beckett's. Clips inside. No. Well, geez, he drops down to 7th. Again, he's invalidated as well. They're finding it hard. Now here comes Maney. Now, if Maney and Matty Skills is gone with a 127.422, so Left for Dead will be happy. Doesn't look like he's going to be starting from the back of the grid there in the tier 1s at least. In the other, McLaren Maney through Maggots and Beckett's, able to get their car looking not too bad, maybe a little bit to Chevy Wolves still on an outlap there. Mudpack goes with a 27.198. Maney looking good here, inside looking okay on Stowe. Braking in Vale. What's the time? He's into a 22. He's probably going to be a low 28. Cross the line. It's a 27.5, Maney. Good enough for P5 for the McLarens. 3 and 5. Left for Dead will be definitely happy with that result from the McLaren so far. Evil Blade in the RB is a little bit slower. Slowing down there. X-Knights in the RB. He's coming through now with a 103.265 at the end of Sector 2. He's got overtake deployed ARS. He's managing it all through here. Through his Stowe. In the RB, nicely, nice and smooth. Let the car drag out wide. Looking for the 50 brag at Vale. Clips the apex. Nice. Good move here from X-Knights. It's going to be a pretty good time here. It's going to be in the 27s. And it's a 27.1. Good enough for P2 from X-Knights. Nice little time there. Good little cider there from X-Knights. He'll be pretty happy with the start, particularly RB1. Evil Blade on an outlap, or he's trying to restart again. Alrighty, let's go on the fluorescent green wheelie bin here of Chasey 606. Through he goes, down on the main straight. Down Cops. 8th gear. Jeez, I tell you what, Kiss Chasey not going too bad here. Accelerating, he is flat out. No, just a slight lift. This is the way that you take Maggots and Beckett's. Onto the hanger straight he goes. DRS deployed. This is super fast. It's a 103.246. He's in line with X-Knights. Can he make it count? As we come down, there was a purple sector 2. Great time there from Chasey. Comes through Stowe Corner, accelerating away. One more corner, Vale, really tricky corner. Just clips the apex, maybe slightly offline. Car gets out line, but he's been able to manage it. Across the line, is it in the 26.185, Chasey. Great time there, good enough for P3. Chevy Wolves with a 26.897 in the Williams. That's the fastest so far. Moe, our pulse hitter from last week, he's got a 27.526. Let's ride on board here with the Williams driver as he comes through Sector 1. Probably a little bit too wide on the apex. Lets the car drift out wide coming out here onto the Wellington Straight. DRS is now deployed. coming through the Pirelli Bridge, accelerating through to 320 k's an hour, looking for the 50 marker, slight touch, car just wants to lock up ever so slightly, drags him probably a little bit too wider than what he like. He's looking for a 103.2 at least at the end of sector 2. Down he goes through the gears, coming here to Copse Corner, famous corner it is, flat out, doesn't, slight lift, drops it to 7th. You could see Chaser in the kick Sauber really did have a hang of it there. Through the gears, get out of the road. The Penny just blocking his road. He's trying to get out of the road. Has it affected his time? We'll find out here as Moe 1 Kenobi comes down the hanger straight into Stowe, brakes at the 50. Nicely done. Really good work, and he's braking at 50 here. And through the gears he goes, does Moe. Over the line, and it is a 27.458. With 6 minutes left to go, there's a couple of guys on an outlap. X-Knights is on an outlap, so is Mudpack. We've got the 2 Aston Martins. PM Piastri, who invalidated his first lap. He's got a 28.161. Won't be happy with that. What's Mudpack got in store for us? Braking at the 50. The beauty screen drop out, Mudpack. Clips in apex quite nicely. Coming here onto the Wellington Straight. DRS is deployed. Coming up to the Pirelli Bridge. Get the fuck out of the road, he does. Nicely done there. At the 50, clips it. Nice slight braking, just ever so slightly. Wants to hug this inside apex. It's not bad running here from Mudpack. Let's see what he's got coming down here onto the old main straight. Chevy Wolves is your clubhouse leader with a 26.897. Cops, flat out. Just no lift at all. Lovely done. Again, through Maggots and Beckett, slight, just the one drop down to 6, drops again to 5th. No brakes at all. Hits the DRS. Here's 4 temps up here, ladies and gentlemen. This looks like it's going to be pole if he can hold it together. Onto Stowe. Clips the inside apex again, running through the gears. This is going to be a fast, if he can do this one corner here at Vale. He's got to make it count here, Mudpack. Nicely done. Lets the car drift out wide. Coming onto the Hamilton Straight. Across the line, it's a pole sitter so far. 26.523. Shots fired from the Aston Martin. He takes provisional pole with 4 minutes left to go. X-Knights coming around here onto the old main straight in the RB. Can he improve as he comes through Cops? No lift whatsoever. Just puts the foot down ever so slightly. Now wants to take this flat out. Inside Haag's car wanted to get a little bit twitchy. He's been able to maintain it. Drops down to 5th. Onto the hanger straight. DRS deployed. It's a 103.121. He's down by 2 tenths on Mudpack. It's not going, but it's a purple sector for himself. Stowe at the 50 barrier. Car looking really good. Trying to get acceleration out of the corner as fast as he possibly can. X-Knights. Much better into the apex than I thought of Mudpack. Can he get it through? Is it going to be a 26? It looks like it will be. Yes, it is a 26.975. Good enough for P3. We've got Chasey. So Chasey's on an outlap. Got about 2 and a bit minutes left to go. Hopefully having a good Sunday night. 100%. This is the real A. A lot of people tuning in, finding out where they're going to be on the grid for their race. We've got Tier 3 coming up a little bit later on. Good luck to you birds tonight. Surprised he's retired. He's not going to improve. Mr. Frosty Fruit down there in P17. Outlap from Henchman in the old man, but they're all invalidated. Okay, X-Knight is coming into the pits. Okay, let's take a look at the skilled one. He's on an outlap as well. Mickey in the Mercedes, what's he got? He's 3/10 down at end of sector 2. Or going into sector 2, so he's obviously not going to improve here. Looking for a couple of guys. What about Kiss Chasey? Okay, can he improve? Okay, down here into sector 1. Needs to go. Oh, he's going to run up the arse of the Mercedes. I tell you what, that'll go to the stewards. Oh, boy. Mick. In all... No, it wasn't Mick, actually. It was Scotty Mack, the veteran, who caused Kiss Chasey to run fair up his arse. And if that doesn't go to the stewards, I don't know what is. It's not looking good for Scotty Mack, unfortunately. And that's ruined Kiss Chasey's vital last chance. He's slowing down. He might have enough time to get in one. He's going to have to redeploy the battery, re-energize it. Okay, Oasis driver in the Haas for his very last time. This is when it's going to count through cops. As we go through the gears here, Mackett's and Beckett's, nicely done. Looking good. Accelerating through. Down the hanger straight. He's looking for the 50-metre mark. Hits it nice. Pretty good so far from Oasis driver. But it's going to be really, really slow. It's not going to be an improved time, unfortunately. So he's on a bender here. What about Izzy Fizzy? He is on a hot lap. We've got the two. We want to keep an eye on Mudpack and Chevy Wolves. X-Knights is in the pits. He's not going to improve. Okay, let's take a look at the skilled one. Matty Skills down the straight. Wellington straight here so far. Deploying cops. Just drops it down to 7th. ERS really starting to get wound down fast. Now through Mackett's and Beckett's. Nicely done through those two corners. Drops it down to 6th. Drops to 5th. Hugging the apex ever so nicely. Does Matty's Skills. DRS is now deployed. Down the hanger straight here for the very last time. This is when it's going to count. Matty's Skills. Got to put it all on the line. In the 50-metre arc. Clips up on the apex through Stowe corner. Accelerating down here. We're looking at the 100 metre. Before that, through Vale. Hard. Locked up hard. Gets through there. Is it going to be an improvement from Matty's Skills? Can he make it to the line? He will. It's a 27.025. Good enough for P4. Night done for him. We've got Duck Puncher here with a 28.123. Moby is a 28. That means Mudpack's going to be pole unless Chevy Wolves can do something. Chevy Wolves coming down. The Stowe into Stowe here for the very last time. Got a massive toe here. Vale comes down here. This is where it's all going to count here. He's got an RB in front of him, blocking his path, and he's lost it. That's going to let Mudpack, and he's boxed. Well, Chevy Wolves got put off with the RB right in front of him. Did it cost him pole? Who knows? We'll never know. But unfortunately for Chevy, that is his day run and won. And it is Mudpack that is going to be our pole sitter. And there's Piastri making the claim. If he had a race, he would have qualified 9th. But you didn't qualify, Piastri, so you're not racing. Bit like me. I could have qualified pole if I had been racing. And in the words of Max Verstappen, if my mum had balls, she'd be my dad. Doesn't matter if you're not on track. Anyway, Mudpack is our pole sitter. Is 100% the relay. So let's wind it down. And it is Mudpack from the Aston Martin. So the Aston Martins will be pole on Division 3, 2 and 1. The two Williams, 2 and 3. Great start for the Williams across this relay event. Visa Casap Duck Puncher with a 26.9 jumped, if you don't mind, in P4. X-Knights P5 in the RB. Matty Skills P6. RB, Chasey, McLaren, Haas, Visa Casap, Evil Blade, Izzy Fizzy, J Swell, Piastri, Mick, Frosty, Scotty Mac, Frizy, Henchman, Kirko, and Cube. So the two Ferraris right down the back. Ferraris doing Ferrari things. Kirko is just gonna... Kirko, mate, seriously, the TP, you could have at least put a lap time in and given your other guys a chance. Wow. You wouldn't want to be a Ferrari driver for the relay race. It could be a long night for you guys. So we're just waiting for these guys to get their setups going. Here we go, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, tier 4 relay, 100% around. Britain is go. It's lights out, and the race to turn 1 has begun. Mudpack and Moby off the line quite nicely as they go through the turn 1, and it's the Aston Martin that leads the way from the Williams. Chevy Wolves and Duck Punchers, so they're all in a line. There's a bit of catastrophe down the back line as Izzy Fizzy has been spinning himself down like an English tail order. Mickey and Cube, there's all sorts of chaos here in the first sector. We've got Cube that's jumped up 4 positions in the Ferrari, doing pretty well as he goes past the Aston Martin, or the Alpine of Frizy. But up in the front, and it's the Mudpack in the Aston Martin leading the way. Moe, 1 Kenobi in P2, Chevy Wolves P3, Duck Puncher P4, X-Knights in P5. It's a really good grip. It's a good start here. We've got Oasis right behind Matty Skills, who's dropped 1 position to P7. Maney in P8. We've got the Chasey coming up on the inside there. Goes really wide. Does the McLaren of Skillsy. He's tucked up inside here. Can he take advantage of that mistake from Kiss Chasey? Doesn't look like he can. He's hanging up onto the back. Lap 1 of 52. It is a long, long way. You cannot win the race on lap 1, but you sure as shit can lose it. Down the main straight, Mudpack and Moe lead the way here in the front. Chevy Wolves in P3. Duck Puncher, really good, comfortable start in the RB. Hopefully he does not have the technical issues that he did last week. We've got X-Knights in the P5. We've got Chasey P6. Matty Skills P7. Oasis Driver, Maney, Piastri, J Swole, Frosty Blade, and Cube in P14. A really good start there from Cube in the Ferrari. Kirko will be very happy with that. He is way down there in the last place. So pretty good recovery from Cube after he started P19 or P20 actually. So he's all the way up into P14 so far. So the Ferraris will start to settle down. So lap 2 DRS will be enabled here. And we can see down here on the Wellington Straight, and Moe is trying to keep Mudpack in his sights. Looks like it's going to be a medium hard, the one stop. We're looking at laps 24 to 30. Some of the guys may be possibly doing the 2-stop strategy, depending on tyre wear, but we know that the Silverstone track is renowned for being a lot patient, or a lot less, on your tyres. X-Knight's Chasey, Matty Skills in P7. Oasis driver up on the outside here. He little Maney up on the inside. He's just been able to get across it, and that was a really good overtake there from Oasis driver. So he's now into P8, trying to chase down Skills in P7 there. Just taking a look at the position changes, we can see Kiss Chasey has gone up at one position, Skillsy down the one position. That was obviously at the start of the line. Oasis driver and Maney, good start there from Piastri up the 3 positions. And you can see Cube out on the outside of the penny. Nice work there, and that's Frizy that's giving him a nice little battle. He's up 5 positions as well. So we'll take a look at the position, we'll take a look at the tyre situation as well. And the gap to the leader. And it's Moe in the Williams with Mudpack in the Aston Martin P1, P2 as they look at lap 3 of 52. Chevy Wolves there in 3rd position. Duck Puncher definitely inside his DRS here as they go down the Wellington Straight for the 3rd time. And it's starting to settle down. A little bit line to stern. A little bit of a, a DRS train starting to form. No penalties so far, which is good to see. Chasey up on side of Maney, and these guys have really broken away this top 7. Maney, who's been able to get in front of Oasis driver, is now a further 2 seconds. So there's this distinctive gap between 7th and 8th now, which is now formed. Oasis driver in the Haas, lining up Maney on this Wellington Straight. The top 4, we've got Scooty. Scotty Mack has got his first of the 3 second time penalty, so that'll be good for the trivia night, who got the first penalty here in the relay races. And it looks like Oasis driver on the outside of Maney tucks in nicely, looking up on the inside. We're going through here to Stowe Corner ever so nicely in the inside. Maney gives him enough room, and we've got a yellow, we've got safety car, and it looks like it's Izzy Fizzy who is out. Our first safety car of the night. Mudpack, Moe 1 Kenobi in P2, Chevy Wolves in P3, Duck Puncher, or as I like to, he's in P4. So that's a good start here so far. We do have a full course safety car already here. Chevy Wolves, Duck Puncher there in P4, X-Knights, good start from away. He ain't disqualified, didn't think so, Rosh. It did pop up on my screen. Thanks for the confirmation, mate. Really appreciate that. Must have been a glitch there. So we are under safety car conditions here. Our first safety car, lap 5 of 52. We're probably going to get one more. Got Scotty Mack in the pits, serving his penalty. He's put on the hards. Kirko, and I'm not too sure what Kirko and Cube are doing at the end here. I mean, I know that Cube is boxed here for the hards, so he's effectively taken advantage of the first safety car, got onto the hard tyres. He's obviously going to have to do a second pit stop later down the track. They're definitely not going to get him 47 laps. Meanwhile, up the front here, not too sure if we did get that pass just before the safety car. It doesn't look like that we did. So, back to live actions. You can see the weather is light cloud. Interesting, no rain tonight here, which is great for the Tier 4 guys. They can really sort of concentrate on going as flat out as fast as they possibly can. So I would imagine now is probably the time. Yes, no, they're going to go for one more lap around under the safety car. Going to get one more, and then we should be on live action or back to full course racing. Just waiting on Scotty Mack, who is 25 seconds away to catch up to the leaders to the pack so that we can go racing again. He's got a full lap, so he's got plenty of time. and he should be able to get there with no worries whatsoever. So if you're just joining us, this is our first safety car of the night. We're on lap 6 of 52, just coming down the old front straight into Cops here, and we should be going live. It was Izzy Fizzy that made the mistake, and the Haas out in P20. So 46 laps more to go. I would expect us now to go racing. Safety car should be coming in this lap surely. Hope you guys are having a wonderful. Safety car is in this lap. So Mudpack will take the lead now. He effectively becomes the safety car. Just waiting for the safety car who is in now in the pit. So now it's up to Mudpack to figure out when is he going to go. You got Moe, one Kenobi, all over the back of the Mudpack. Obviously, he doesn't want to give the Mudpack an opportunity to get away. Chevy Wolves there in P3 as well. He has got a prime position here for the takeoff. Mudpack leaving it to the very, very, very last minute. And away he goes. He got a jump, and he was able to get Moe One Kenobi off the line and got 7/10 on him. Duck Puncher looks like looking a bit aggressive here up on the inside of the RB as well. And he was able to get the Williams. Oh, they've come to contact here. No, that was terrible stuff. And oh, there we go. Black and white flags there for Chevy. And he's got himself into all sorts of problems, did Duck Puncher. None of his fault. The Williams just got all sorts of out of shape. And Duck Puncher was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and unfortunately he's got broken wings, and he's going to have to box there for a brand new wing. That is terrible news for Duck Puncher. Last week it was technical difficulties. This week it's a Williams driving into him. He will be absolutely gutted so far. So Maney and Skilled One up to P5. So it's a P5, 6 there for Maney. Maney knows who's the number 2 driver in Division 4. He understands Skillsy is well and truly in front of him. He's trying to be a rear gunner, if you don't mind. Kiss Chasey all over the back there of Matty Skills. Meanwhile, up front, it's As You Were. I think Kiss Chasey is going to be able to get this guy, Maney, up on the inside as they come through to the hangar straight. Maney trying to look up there. Chasey up on the outside. Maney defends the inside. This is really good defending from the McLaren driver. Up, looking to Vale. Doesn't see it. Great. Just putting the car in the right positions, does Maney. Through we go. We're back live action. Race 8. Now DRS has been enabled. Chasey all over the back here of Maney. Defending so well. Has given already Skillsy a 2-second gap after just one lap. Up on the inside goes Chasey. Oh, I tell you what, Maney. Great defending here. He's gone to the Rapapajala School of Monster Truck Defending, has Maney. He's taken a play out of Pajala's book on how to defend. Chasey can't see some action. Can he get up on the inside? Looks like he's got him finally. This time he does. So Maney drops down to P7, but the damage is done. 2.3 second gap after just 1.5 laps. That is a tremendous defending there from Maney. He did his job. Great work. And away goes Kiss Chasey. He's going to be trying to get to Matty Skills as fast as he possibly can. Up front, and Mudpack has accelerated away. He's been able to get the jump on Moe One Kenobi. who's now 1.4 seconds. He's dropped off really fast. He's out of DRS. X-Knights in P3 with Chevy Wolves in P4, probably under a bit of a dark cloud after that altercation with Duck Puncher at the start of the safety car, which will be looked at a little bit longer, but he's got the 1M skills all over the back of him. We look on board with, and yeah, no, his wings are all intact there. Chevy just came straight across turn 1, out of control. Don't think there was a lot he could do. And he's taken punch, and unfortunately for Duck, who is now boxed, unfortunately. It's been a bad night for Duck. Last week it was technical issues. This week it was the Williams running into him. What a shame for Duck, but Skillsy all over the back. Chasey 2.4 seconds behind. We've got Oasis driver also here, all over the back of the second McLaren driver, Romani, who is defending within an inch of his life tonight as they go down to the Wellington Straight. And I tell you what, Maney's also got DRS, but Chasey is now 2 seconds, so he's starting to ever so slightly close the gap on Skills, who is 6/10 behind Chevy Wolves, who's 2 seconds behind X-Knights. So these guys are really stretching away. Henchman has come into the pits with Henchman now coming out. He's out on the medium, so he's boxed the first time. He's going to have to box the second time, waiting for a late safety car for him to bring him back into the race. So lap 9 of 52, and it is the Mud Pack in the Aston Martin with a commanding 1.5 second gap so far from Moe 1 Kenobi, X-Knights in P3, Chevy Wolves P4. Matty Skills is now just on 8/10, trying to cling to DRS there from Chevy Wolves. Kiss Chasey there in P6, Maney P7, and Oasis driver P8. Frosty the Snowman all the way has now got himself another overtake, or was that Oasis driver pinning? It was. So Frosty the Snowman is now up into the top 10. He's now got himself into P8. The Evil One in P10. Jay Swole in P11. Frizy in that shitbox peen in P12. P13 and Kirko, P14 as well. In Ferraris doing Ferrari things. Scotty Mac, bit of a disaster start off, unfortunately, but he's all over the back of Kirko. So the two old wise men there at the back of the grid. Oasis Duck Puncher 35 seconds away. Anyway, Mudpack here at the front. So the Aston Martins, if you just tuned in, Mudpack was on pole. And as a result of that, every race from Tier 3, Tier 2 and Tier 1, the Aston Martin will actually start on pole. Now, I know Goffy is in the chat. I was wondering, how do you actually determine which of the Aston Martins start on pole? Is it the Tier 1? Is it up to the TP who decides who is up the grid? Not too sure how that works. Hopefully you might be able to elaborate on that. The only one that really doesn't have to do any work on where his drivers is Kirko, because they were 19th and 20th, the Ferraris, who were starting last all the way back. So, Moe, 2.5 seconds. He has really dropped off X-Knights in P3. So we're at a really critical junction here. Only lap 11 of 52. Chevy Wolves probably under a bit of a cloud, under investigation after that incident with Duck Puncher, which we caught on the stream. He's got Matty Skills for company, who is really just trying to stay in DRS. The good news is Kiss Chasey has been able to, Kiss Chasey has been able to get within 1.4 seconds. So he is closing the gap. Maney has now established himself a bit of a gap over Frosty the Snowman. 1.5 seconds. Oasis driver has got past Frizy, the goated one, with Kirko in P14. So Cube in P12. He's gone on those 7s. So he's definitely going longer. He was able to box early. Took advantage of the safety car. Car a little bit twitchy there. So we'll see how he goes. He definitely needs to box a second time. We've got black and white flags for corner cutting. Again, the Evil One in the RB with Frosty the Snowman P8 Maney. Kiss Chasey is now 1.6, 1.7. So looks like Skillsy and Chevy Wolves have been able to maintained that slight gap and been able to stop Kiss Chasey closing in. Oh, is that right? Sorry about that. Okay, so normally a slower drive goes up the front. Okay, rightio. Thanks, Hunter. Appreciate that. So, Mudpack leads the way. He's got a really comfortable 2.5 second gap over Moe One Kenobi. X-Knights in P3. Chevy Wolves has no skills in P5. Kiss Chasey P6. With Maney in the other McLaren. And Frosty the Snowman P8. The Evil One in P9. Piastri rounds out our P10 in the Aston Martin as well. Going through the Alpine, the first one is Jay Swell QB, who did box under that safety car in P12. Frizy, Mickey Kirko, the old man in P15. Scotty Mack, driver, duck puncher. After that unfortunate incident there at the safety car restart, none of his fault. Love to see what he said on stream. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be G-rated. You wouldn't see a lot of what Duck Puncher said on Play School, I reckon, tomorrow. And the old man henchman now a further 5 seconds. So, lap 12.52, Mudpack leads the way for the Aston Martin. It's all pretty much smooth sailing here for the Aston Martin. He was able to get off the line. He was able to put it on pole. And effectively is just accelerating or increasing his gap ever so slightly. You can just see he took 6/10 out on Moe One Kenobi in the lap 10 and now a further 10th there. We've got another yellow sector. Very much formula fish, and I believe a lot of us would say exactly the same thing Duck's probably saying right now. However, on that one, Moe was able to take 3/10. You can see that lap 12. So I think Moe may have been doing a little bit of time management. What about X-Knights? Moe was slightly better on X-Knights, and he was able to increase by just the 1/10 on Chevy Wolves. So Chevy Wolves 1.7, Matty Skills, he's trying to cling to DRS here as we come down the Wellington Straight here. Been a pretty good performance from the man, No Skills. And he is trying to cling to DRS. He really needs to. We will get enabled there. You can see absolutely no ERS there from No Skills as he comes down to Maggots and Beckett's. He's now out of DRS as well, unfortunately for No Skills. Kiss Chasey 2.8 seconds now, so he burnt up a lot of that tyre and he's starting to drop away. They lost, so he lost in lap 10. He lost almost a second. Or he actually lost 3/10, and he was 6/10 faster, or actually, sorry, Skillsy was 6/10 faster on lap 12, so he's been able to steady that gap, Matty Skills. Jay Swole and Piastri going side by side into Stowe. Another, I tell you what, the 3 second penalty for the Piastri that is racing. Henchman has also got himself a 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings, and he's in P19, so it just gets bad to worse for the poor bloke. Mudpack up the front, can do what he pleases. When does he pit? He's going to probably make this a one stopper. He probably can now because it doesn't look like that he's under a lot of pressure from Moe One Kenobi. X-Knight and Chevy Wolves further 2 seconds away. Matty Skills is now outside of ERS, but he was able to regenerate some engine or ERS over there, but he's too busy deploying it here. Kiss Chasey 2.4 seconds. Maney and Frosty the Snowman all over the back of Maney. The defender of champions is Maney. We're going to ride on board here with Frosty the Snowman through Maggots and Beckett's. Coming on to the Hangar Straight. Gets a much better run than I can see from Maney, who's trying to defend the inside run. Leaves enough space. Did he leave enough space? He looks at the inside, but the RB just cannot get the job done there. Does he look at Vale, or does he think better of it? Maybe take a look at the Wellington Straight. No, he doesn't. He has no ERS to deploy, so he's just going to have to hang back and bide his time behind Maney, who is doing a fantastic job being a rear gunner for Matty Skills. Kiss Chasing P6, Matty Skills there is now, he's teetering in on ERS, sorry, on DRS for him. Can he get it back in? It looks like he can. Will he get it? And we've got a, yep, no problems whatsoever. Let's take a look at Mudpack. Thanks very much for that, True Aussie Gamer. And we're right on board with our front runner so far as he comes down the main straight. In Copse, slight lift in 7th gear as you probably would in race condition, in race trim. Comes down here to Maggots and Beckett's, his famous corner. In front of the adoring British crowd in the British green Aston Martin. They will be enjoying this, the British crowd, as he comes down onto the hanger straight. DRS will not be deployed, obviously, because it's not qualifying. Under the DHL bridge, he's looking for Stowe. Up on the left-hand side, and on the 50-metre break, slightly down into 5th gear. He's really looking comfortable here. Is the mud one into Vale. Looking to go to the apex. We've got also another warning for corner cutting. Across the line. And leads by 2.4 seconds so far, does Mudpack. It's been that way for the last few laps. Another 10th he was able to take out of Moe One Kenobi there. Half a second he got on him on lap 15. And he's just been able to edge it out as he comes down the Wellington Straight. Lap 16 here, and he's really comfortable right now. I cannot see anyone really challenging the Mud One unless he makes a mistake. Depends on what we're looking to do, but there you go, True. Your ride along for Mudpack has been done. So let's get back to a little bit of action here. We can see Piastri's coming out, or was able to J-Swell. He's now got past him. Cube and Maney with Frosty the Snowman was able to make light work, and now gets himself into P7 with Kiss Chasey 4.6 seconds down the road. And Mr. J. Swole, geez, to tell you what, yeah, that's a warning. You could see that. He could have almost high-fived the grandstand. He was that far off track. Through Maggots and Beckett's here. Someone has left the session. Just trying to think who was it. Looks like it was. It's unfortunate. Got 3-second time penalty here. Scotty's going through Kirko. He's got Oasis driver all over the back of him, the old man. But he's got the ability to defend because he's got DRS on Scotty Mack. So the two old timers working in unison, trying to get driver right behind him. And not too sure what was the final result, but Oasis driver won on track in the 25%. If you weren't here last week, I tell you what, driver's going on the outside now of Kirko. Good little battle here. Kirko tried to defend, but Oasis has got it through. Was that Matty Skills, yeah? Yep. Matty Skills, right. Okay, bear with me. Hopefully I've got him online. Unfortunately, I don't have him as a friend. He's definitely ghosted here. Let me see if I can get him back. Right, okay, so he's lost all internet, so no use trying to invite him. Thanks, Left 4 Dead. Do apologise for that. So we're back to racing, and Mudpack now leads by 3.8 seconds. Moe dropping that. He cannot handle the pace of the Mud One, Moe One Kenobi, X Knights and Chevy Wolves. Still 3 and 4. It's all sort of settling down here. Just trying to see if I can see a battle the Evil One. Frosty the Snowman is 3.5 seconds behind Matty Skills, who's ghosted, unfortunately. He's had a massive internet loss. Obviously, they've cut the cable over there in Perth. Don't have internet after, looks like, after 5 p.m. in Perth. By the looks of it, they rolled the roads up and he's unfortunately been disconnected. So hopefully he can get back into his car. The Evil One, the Piastri that is racing, and Mick. So we've got black and white flags here. Cube, Oasis Driver, Scotty Mac, Kirko, Puncher, now 5.3 seconds. Frizy and Henchman all the way down there. Frizy was able to box his 2 laps and he's got past the old man Henchman. So right now, and it looks like it's Mudpack's race to lose here. He's a comfortable 3 and a bit second lead in the Aston Martin, the British Green. The British crowd will be enjoying this one so far. Moe One Kenobi can't really battle, but X Knights, has he been able to better manage his tyres? Because he's now within 2 seconds. And you can just see there, Moe, he was 2:10, so he's gaining time here. Mind you, he did lose half a second there on lap 18. So it's sort of going ebbs and flows here. Chevy Wolves, 2.8 seconds behind with Kiss Chasey. Unfortunately, that 3-second time penalty is going to come into effect. And the track and the drivers very, very strung out here. Really not a lot of battles going on. Warnings on track here with Maney now. Jay Swole. Evil Blade. All over the back of Jay Swole. He's probably the closest one on track. So let's ride on board with the Evil One in the RB as they come through Cops. Not a bad turn of pace there. Slight lift as he comes through Maggots and Beckett's. He'll have 48% ERS. Watch Jay Swole. What, he's got about 37 to defend. So a little bit more ERS. He got a much better run out of there, did Evil One. And on those hard tyres, he's going to go on the outside here and make light work of Jay Swole. Really good overtake there from the Evil One. See if we got that on the replay, and we did. You can see down here we came down the hanger straight. Evil Blade deployed his ERS, looked up on the out, took a line on the outside. Candy from a baby. And it's all right now. He's back in there. So we'll take you to live action. Just going to see if I can actually see Matty's skills. Looks like his internet is back online. And it doesn't look like I can see him. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't have him. Sorry, mate. I'm really sorry. Okay, so it's all good. He's got an invite. Okay, rightio. So Evil One goes through. Maney has been able to send him an invite, and he's got Skillsy back. So Skillsy, 7 seconds and ghosting. Frosty the Snowman, this is your opportunity, mate. You're going to have to overtake him now. And Skillsy needs to get back into his car and get back into it fast. Frosty gets past him, so he's now up to P6. But Skillsy will get back in eventually. Is he going to box? Hopefully he doesn't. Know he can continue on. So, meanwhile up the front, Moe's now 4 and a bit seconds behind Mudpack. And this is getting X Knights. We can see the RB is really starting to do some good work here. He's taken a nice 2/10 off in lap 19. Now, he did lose 3/10 to Moe One Kenobi, but he's now starting to get within DRS, is X Knight. So, could there be a battle here for P12? Is Moe starting to try and re-energise his battery for defence? Is he looking to try and stretch those tyres, make it a definite one-stop for him? But second and third, and we've also got Frizy, who's got himself a penalty there as well, 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Mickey's been able to pass up on the inside of the Piastri that's racing. He's also got Oasis Driver for company as well. Goes up on the inside, Oasis Driver. Takes great advantage of that, and he's got himself another position. Gets himself up to P11. Good overtake there from the Oasis one. So we're just going to ride on board here up the front. And X-Knights is now starting to encroach. He's got himself in DRS range. Lap 21 of 52 might give us an opportunity to take a look at that replay. You can see Oasis Driver took a great advantage. The Piastri of the Aston Martin just took a wide line, and great little overtake there from Oasis Driver. We're back here, live action. Coming through. Start of section 1 and onto the Wellington Straight. Needs to really push it out here, X-Knights. But he's deployed all his ERS. Meanwhile, Moe1 Kenobi is now down to 38, 40%. And Mudpuck's out there. And I tell you now, at the first pit stop, just get him a skinny latte because you'll be able to drink and come out in front. That lead is so large. It's 22.52. So we've got 50 laps to go, or closing in. So we're almost at the halfway mark. Chevy Wool starting to break then. Kiss Chasey now 4 seconds behind. Frosty the Snowman. And Skills is still trying to battle to get back in. Unfortunately, he has ghosted. And X-Knight going to come down here on the hanger straight. Out of Chapel. He's just too far away. Even though he's got the advantage of DRS, that 20-30 kilometres. Not good enough. Moe1 Kenobi was able to defend well. And Moe1 Kenobi's boxed. So Moe1 Kenobi has boxed. He's the first of our front runners to come in. Very good. Was able to get through the speed limit as he comes down here. And can it be a nice smooth pit here for Moe1 Kenobi? Looks like depending on where he's going to come out. Frosty the Snowman's also pitted as well. So onto the hards. You'd expect him to now go to the end, Moe1 Kenobi. And does Mudpack respond? Does he box this lap or does he continue on? He's got a healthy gap. He had a bit, almost 6 seconds on Moe1 before he boxed. X-Knights in P2 with Chevy Wolves P3. Kiss Chasey down there in P4 now. And Matty Skills still ghosting, unfortunately. The evil one now closing on. He's going to look like leapfrogging him. So Moe1 Kenobi's come out in P8. All over the back of the Penny in P7. J-Swell, who's probably not going to do a lot of defending, I would imagine. But Moe is flying at the moment, trying to make a quick and easy overtake. Looks like another corner cutting warning coming from another one of our drivers. Another penalty inbound. And J-Swell not making it easy here for Moby as they come down to Maggots and Beckett's. But you'd imagine with those fresher, hard tyres, once he gets them up to temperature, Duck Punch has been able to take an overtake on the outside of Cops, if you don't mind. Nice work there from the Duck one. Moe all the way up there now. He's going to look up on the inside. No, he's going to take him on the outside. And I'll tell you what, the Penny won't give it too easy. We've got Mudpack, Chevy and Chasey all in the pits. And even Jace, while he defended hard and comes straight into the pit. So let's take a look where Mudpack's coming. He's out. He's out of the grid. He's coming out onto the track. How's Moe? Oh, he's just going to get him. Mudpack's going to be able to come out quite comfortably there in P2, but effectively P1. Was Moe able to close the gap? Ever so slightly, actually. Probably 3 seconds, maybe took a couple of seconds on that one lap. Took advantage of the unused hards, the better rubber. So he has been able to close the gap. However, it's a long, long way. We've got 28 laps to go here. X-Knights has not boxed. He's going to go out for one more lap. He's probably going to come well and truly behind Moe1 Kenobi now. Chevy Wolves about 4 seconds. He's boxed. Mick hasn't boxed yet. Lap 22, so he's going a long time in those hards. Oasis P14. Kiss Chasey has now boxed. Has come out in P9 with Duck Puncher. That one box. He's now got himself back into the top 10. So it's been a really good rebuilding process from the Duck one. Unfortunately, he came up cropper if you weren't here before. Under the safety car conditions, none of his fault. And Chevy Wolves just decided to play a little bit of demolition derby and sent Duck all the way back. He had to box, unfortunately, 4 wings. But he's now starting to really get himself into a groove. And it's all about damage limitation for Duck. And hopefully a safety car can bring him back. It's a bit overcast at the moment here at Silverstone. We're lap 25 of 52. And X-Knights is now boxed. He's coming out. Mudpack's now reclaimed the lead. And I would imagine Moe is going to leapfrog him and leapfrog him significantly. Oh, it's about 2 and a bit seconds, so 2.5. So that has cost X-Knights about 2 seconds. It's allowed Chevy Wolves, more importantly, to get almost in DRS. If he had gone another lap, X-Knights could have seen himself behind Chevy Wolves, actually. But Chevy has got those 1 lap, and X-Knights is really starting to re-energize. He's only got 6% battery left, so Mickey and Oasis Driver having a ding-dong battle here. Oasis Driver in P7. 15 laps. He boxed under the safety car, so he has to box again. But Mick on the 23-lap old hards, they would be not in the best of conditions. Kiss Chasey all over the back of Oasis as well. He's got the fresher rubber. Goes way, way, way out there. High fives the crowd in the Cops grandstand. Coming through Mackett's and Beckett's. Right on board here with Oasis Driver. Moe's made light work of Evil Blade, who hasn't boxed yet. Oh, he's on lap 24. Goes up on the outside, does Oasis Driver. Really, sticks it up on the inside, did Mick. And forced Oasis Driver out. Does, Kiss Chasey. Does he get the double overtake here, Kiss Chasey? What is, it's a Thrugo Hamilton's moment, it is. What a pass he's got himself from P6, from P8 through to P6 from Oasis mistake. Let's take a look at that on the Wallaby replay. You can just see cuts the knife through butter up on the outside of the Mercedes. Around the outside did Kiss Chasey. He'll be super happy with that from P8 to P6. Great overtake there from the Kiss one. Super competitive here. Mick's dropped another pace. Oasis has finally got it, but Chasey up to P6. Chevy Wolves now. He's in within DRS. X-Knights has now got a second behind Evil Blade, but he needs to box. But meanwhile, up the front, X-Pax and Moe is now 6 seconds. So it looks like Mudpack has been able to get that lead right back to where it was before the pit stops. X-Knights looking for a bit of DRS defense here. All over the back of Evil Blade. Up on the hanger straight. Looks up on the inside. Doesn't look like Evil's going to give up too much of a defense, I'd imagine. Chevy Wolves. Yeah, out on the outside goes X-Knights. He's up into P3. He's now 2 and a bit, almost 3 seconds behind Moe. We've got more. Slide. Evil Blade. He was able to actually catch it just. Didn't get it into the wall. But that allowed Chevy a much easier overtake. And now he's got clean air to chase and attack X-Knights for that final podium position. Evil Blade will need to do Kiss Chase. He's now 2.3 seconds. Now 2 seconds. Oasis Driver on those 17-lap old hards with Mickey. In P8, Maney. In P9, Duck Puncher. Just damage limitations for Duck. In P10, we'll need to box one more time. But he's battling away here with no ERS. Frosty the Snowman has boxed now in P11. In the other RB, Scotty Mack probably see himself in the stewards with a little bit of a roadblock there in qualifying. Jay Swell now has been able to box down to P13. Matty Skills is finally back in the car. Finally, he's back, and He's now going to see he's in the points, P14, so 2 points for him, but it'd be shattered that the internet was turned off in Perth. Looks like that someone didn't pay the power bills. And he is now down to P14. So, our race leader, Mudpack with Moe 1 Kenobi in P2, Chevy Wolves P3, but he's now got X-Knights all over the back of him. Evil Blade is now finally into the pits for his second and last pit. Does he go to the hards? Does he have another set? He does have a set of... No. Looks like we've got a Mercedes coming in as well for a set of fresh mediums. Evil's going to come out. Yeah. There you go. He's got himself now on a fresh set of mediums for the final stint. So's Mick. He's gone in there. Not too sure what the hold-up is for the Mercedes, but he's finally gone. Didn't seem to be any reason for that. But our top 3, top 4, in fact top 5 now, Kiss Chasey with that 3-second time penalty as well. So they all come through. So Duck Puncher and Frosty the Snowman has been able to get around. Ducky, probably just there at the Wellington Straight. We've got another warning. So, warning's coming thick and fast. Duck's tyres probably have seen much better days here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. This is Tier 4 from Wallaby. This is the relay 100% around Silverstone here. If you're not too sure about the rules, the way it works is Tier 4 qualified. And regardless of their positions then roll over to Tier 3, 2 and 1. So everybody has the same position that they start on. Mudpack was our pole sitter. So therefore Aston Martin will be on pole for Division 3 later on tonight. Division 2 on Tuesday night. And the Division 1 boys on Wednesday night. So a good performance from Mudpack. I'm sure his TP is going to be super happy with him getting his boys on pole. However, not so good news if you're a Ferrari fan, with Kirko and Cube 19th and 20th. So the Ferraris will be all the way back for the next 3 races, all Tier 3, 2 and 1. X-Knight has got Chevy Wolves for company. 5/10 now Chevy. Just starting to look for an opportunity to get past him. Can he do it this lap? Ever so close, and I tell you what, X-Knights has deployed everything to defend. I tell you what, Chevy Wolves is looking good. This is the time to defend. X-Knights has got no ERS at all to defend at all. He's flashing red. Looks up on the outside. Chevy Wolves makes light work of it. Up on the outside. Great little overtake, and he's now got himself onto the podium. Can he hold it? Can it be a P2, 3, 4? The Williams TP will be super happy here if they can maintain this for the next 22 laps. Take a look on the replay there, and you can just see that X-Knights just didn't have any ERS to defend. Chevy Wolves makes light work, and he is now up onto the podium position. X-Knights hasn't given it away quite yet. He's looking now to re-energise his ERS. Obviously, this is the last season of DRS ERS here as we go to a different format for 2026, and we'll see. Interesting to see what happens with the game. They have confirmed there will be no real update to F1 25, no refresh game, as they wait for the real F1s to figure out what they're doing with their cars with the active aero system. Ebon's come out on the medium, so he's going to have really good fresh rubber. Hopefully he's putting in some blistering times. Duck Puncher's now boxing. He's boxing on a set of hards, and that'll take him right through to the end. So valuable points there for the RBs as they sit 13th and 14th. They would have liked a better result, but unfortunately isn't the case. So Matty's Skills, after being disconnected as well, with 22 laps to go, is into the top 10. 5 lap old hards. That should be good enough for him, and he's really starting to put the foot to the floor as he comes down onto the hanger straight. Be mightily disappointed about the internet being disconnected, but he's slowly he's now 9.7 seconds away from Frosty the Snowman. Maney and Oasis Driver having a nice little ding-dong battle here. Oasis Driver, Maney goes on the outside. He takes Oasis Driver, who really didn't defend that hard. And Maney in P6 as well on 10 lap olds. 21, yep. He should definitely get all the way to the end on those hards. Kiss Chasey, X-Knights now. Just tucked in there, Chevy. This is probably the battle on track. X-Knights really hasn't let him go. We've also got another, Oasis Driver has got another warning. Moe One Kenobi, 8 and a bit seconds, and Mudpack is just stretching the legs, and you can see another half a second in front of Moe One Kenobi in that one lap alone. So Moe's, losing half a second in front, but he's also gaining half a second on Chevy Wolves. So that's not a bad little sort of effort. As we come to lap 32, is he able to bridge the gap? It doesn't look like it is, but he lost a full second there. Did Moe. Chevy Wolves now in P3, and he's been able to get out of the ERS. So X-Knights needs to start pushing a little bit harder, get back inside. Kiss Chasey, meanwhile, he's been the quiet guy in the first and green wheelie bin of the Kick Sauber. The last time that we will see that, obviously being replaced with Audi in 2026, and we wish them all the best. Obviously, we'll be looking forward to seeing the Cadillacs also coming in. And to be expecting the real guys when they start going, they've got their livery reveals at the moment. The RBs were the first ones to go, but be interesting to see how the Audis go. They've obviously had a private test, and we wish them all the best of luck. So Kiss Chasey now 1.2 seconds. X-Knight just got the accelerator away. Maney's 11 seconds behind Oasis. Frosty the Snowman now starting to gain on Oasis Driver. And he is looking the goods. Won't be too long. Skillsy's 10 seconds behind. He really isn't been able to... Two seconds slower, Oasis Driver before. So you can just see here, yeah, he's losing 2 seconds a lap. Yep, that's it. So Oasis Driver and Frosty the Snowman has now got himself up into P7, and he's now starting to close the gap, as you can see on Maney. And the RB Red Bull is really starting to make a name for himself here, Frosty the Snowman, as he comes through for lap 33. Meanwhile, Kiss Chasey is well and within DRS on the Wellington Straight. X-Knights needs to start putting some hard laps in, otherwise he's going to be in a lot of trouble. You can see he lost 4/10 that last lap to Kiss Chasey. Meanwhile, he was 2/10 faster than Chevy Wolves, but it's not fast enough. He really needs to start bringing those lap times in, otherwise he's going to have the Kick Sauber all over the rear of him as they come down here through to Maggots and Beckett's. Happy to do that for you. So there's your penalties there, ladies and gentlemen, so far. So 3-3, 6 for Piastri, 6 for the Cube. We've also got 9 for Scotty Mac and 9 for the Henchman so far. So there are the penalties so far. So X-Knights, 2 seconds behind. Kiss Chasey now within 4/10. And X-Knights is in a bit of trouble. He obviously got a little bit of a grip issue coming out here. Could this be Kiss Chasey's opportunity? Send it up on the inside. We've also got another warning there for corner cutting. Plenty of those there tonight. Does he do it now? Looking up the end of Wellington Straight. Just not enough room there for Kiss Chasey. Currently sitting 5. You've got your top 3 are really now starting to stretch out. X-Knights is having a real hard battle of trying to maintain 4th position. Chevy Wolves has been able to get away. Frosty the Snowman is all over the back of Maney as well down there. Oasis Driver on 24 laps. Hopefully he's not trying to stretch him out, but Manny Skills is now 7.3 seconds. And we've got corner cutting again. Kiss Chasey out on the hanger straight. Just not close enough, unfortunately, for him this lap, and he's not going to be able to get the job done. And with no ERS as well. Meanwhile, Frosty the Snowman does get the benefit of DRS, but he's way too far back on Maney. Maney's going to easily be able to maintain that position. And, oh, geez, I tell you what, a little bit wide there from Frosty. Went through Stowe just a little bit fast and ended up out there near the Norris stand. Coming out here, Kiss Chasey, I'll tell you what, okay, this is the battle here now. Could this be the time? Can the Kick Sauber, the fluorescent green wheelie bin, out on the outside? X-Nice tries to defend on there. However, Chasey has got no ERS. This is all going to be paces on the outside. Great little move there from Kiss Chasey. Brilliant move. And sees himself get up into P4. He's had really 2 fantastic overtakes. That first one, we did the double overtake on Maney and Oasis Driver back there from P8 to P6 down there at the start. And he's now got himself, he's got himself a warning again. You can't get none of those. He's already got a 3-second time penalty. Is it going to cost him 4th position? But X-Knights just cannot hang on to the back. He's just stretching out here. And Kiss Chasey with 17 laps to go. Can he catch, overtake Chevy Wolves and get the 3 seconds while making sure that he doesn't get 6 seconds in penalties? Mudpack, he has been dominating today. He's just been in a class of his own here. And he's about to start looking at lapping traffic here. Kirko will be the first victim of probably many and just gets out of the road. Well done, Kirko. That's how you get out of the road. Don't worry about the blue flags. Just pull over. You can see you're going to get lapped. And Mudpack continues on his way now, 9 and a bit seconds away. Chevy Wolves, 4 and a bit seconds there with Kiss Chasey. It's been a really good race from him. 2 massive, amazing overtakes that we were able to catch on the stream. Definitely looking at overtakes of the week a little bit later on with X-Knights in P5, Maney and Frosty the Snowman in P7. Driver might be Matty Skills, but he's got no internet. He's now about 4 and a bit seconds, and I'm not too sure what Oasis Driver is thinking here at the moment. I would have boxed well and truly about here, unless he doesn't have a fresh set of mediums to use. But I'd imagine he does have at least one fresh set. He's going to have to box. He's not going to be able to stretch this out. And the longer that he leaves it out there, the harder it is for him to get valuable points. He's got plenty of ERS to deploy. Just seems to me like he's trying to hold those tyres, and I'm not too sure if he's going to get 43 laps or he's hanging on for a very, very late safety car here. Matty Skills is now within 4 seconds off, so he's really starting to chew. You can see 1.8 seconds, 1.2, 1 second, 1.4 seconds. He's just slashing time out of Oasis up the front. Meanwhile, he's extending his gap over J-Swole behind him as well by half a second, at least, and even a second there. So a good second there on lap 36. And 1.5 he was able to chop out of Oasis Driver. So based on that, you probably see he's going to be right behind him on lap 39. X-Knight. So a bit slower, lost 3/10. on that last lap, lap 36, but he's now within DRS. Kiss Chasey, is he starting to gain? Well, no. Chevy Wolves was able to get 2/10 on him on the last lap. He was able to gain 3/10 on X Knights. See what he's like at the end of lap 37. Mudpack's gone across the line. And Moe, yeah, he's got another 8/10. That was a massive, almost a second he got in that lap. Chevy Wolves with Chasey and X Knights just about getting in or starting to try and cling to DRS. He may lose it here in a bit. Might even lose. This might be his very last time to get DRS if he isn't able to cling on here and keep in the DRS of Chasey. Down the Wellington Straight, just able to maintain it there and able to get within 8/10. But I think Chasey's been able to do what he needs to do. He was able to. Yeah, he's slightly faster than of X Knights, or X Knights was slightly faster than him in the last lap, but he's able to gain 3/10. So Chevy Wolves looks like he's locked it down. I can't see unless Chevy makes a drastic mistake, and you've got the green grass there, which blends in well with the Kick Sauber's green livery. Oh, there he goes. There's another time penalty. That is going to give him 6, I think you'll find. 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Yes, that's 6 now for Kiss Chasey. And his day's done. So X Knights knows that Kiss is going to go way down. He'll probably end up P5. And X Knights knows now that he doesn't really need to battle him that hard. Hopefully you guys are having a good night. Almost finished. Tier 3, 100% will be following us here. 8:30. So do yourselves a favour and tune in for that one at 8:30 tonight. Frosty the Samo Man with Matty Skills now got himself into P8 and will be going to the end. He's got 13 laps to go. Oasis driver finally is going to box. He's probably going to box onto the mediums, I'd imagine. He surely wouldn't be going to softs, would he? Or is he trying to get the fastest lap? What is he doing? Intermediates? Something's got to be wrong here. What has he done wrong here? Does he generally believe it's going to rain? I'm not too sure what he's thinking here, Oasis driver, but it's not sensible, is all I can tell. I really don't know what he's thinking here. Oh no. Well, congratulations, Oasis driver, Malacca of the week. I think you can put it down there, Wogjet. I think you'll agree. Malacca of the week goes to Oasis driver. Puts the Inters in dry conditions. Not too sure what he was thinking, but there you go. Rain is here. It doesn't look like it's... Oh, it looks slight. Well, it's overcast. Has Oasis pulled a trigger? Is it going to get wet? Oh, it is. Well, there you go. This wasn't on the radar. It's looking overcast. Maybe light rain in 15 minutes, but it didn't look like it was going to... It was light rain. Is it going to be light and heavy enough for the Inters? You got Kirko's gone on the wets. Henchman's come in for the Inters as well. A safety car will make this interesting. 13 seconds, Moe. Is... Oh, geez, I tell you what, the grip's starting to go here. There could be late drama here. I retract the Malacca of the week here, Oasis. You may have just made a really good move here. It's raining, but is it going to rain hard enough to get onto the Inters? This is Silverstone, so there's always something. If you don't like the weather, wait a minute. Very much like Melbourne. Oasis hung out there, saw the rain spots. And with 12 laps to go, is it going to be heavy enough? Let's ride on board the front runners here, X Knights. Got plenty of grip here. Kiss Chasey, what do these guys do? Do they come out onto the inters? Are they going to continue on? No. They're going to continue on. I just want to ride on board here with Oasis compared to Piastri. And you can see here at the end of lap 41. That's the lap that we want to take a look. If you look down the bottom left-hand side, obviously he was 25 seconds slower, but that's when he was pitting for the inters. But is he starting to get the benefit? Well, he's gone out really wide. Super wide there, does Driver. Everyone will be looking here on their radars. Is the wet going to get hard enough for them to box? He's losing time. That's right, Gorilla. He's 8.6 seconds, so it wasn't the right call by the looks of it. 8.7. As he comes down Stowe, we're just riding on board waiting for his lap time. You can see that in the bottom left hand. But he's now 9 seconds. He is way, way slower on those inters. It looks like the hards or even the mediums could be the rate. I want to keep an eye on Evil Blade. Is he gaining 2 seconds slower? 2 full seconds slower on the inters is Oasis Driver. It has not worked, and he's 4 seconds slower than Frizy. So the inters are not working. It is not the tyre of choice. It is not wet enough out there. But it could get wetter over the next few laps. But it doesn't look like it. Matty Skill's going through. He's holding on. X-Knight's in P5. He's now getting in there. Chasey with Chevy Wolves 2 points and a bit seconds behind Moe. So the battle for P2 is not over as well. Moe's really finding a difficulty here. In these slightly damp conditions, finding it difficult to get traction. He lost 4/10 on Mudpack, but he's slightly faster than Chevy behind him on that lap 41. Kiss Chasey, X-Knights, Maney, 17 seconds looking to ghost or overtake Kirko there. Frosty the Snowman, less than a second behind Maney now. DRS is still being enabled here, so it's not wet enough for the stewards to disengage DRS, so the decision by Oasis Driver is just sending him backwards faster and faster and faster. He's now 10 and a bit seconds behind the Piastri who's driving. Oh, it's getting a little bit twitchy now. We've got 10 laps to go. As we go through Cops, onto the back straight here. DRS is still available here for Frosty the Snowman. Kirko and Webb's good game. Yeah, Kirko doing Ferrari things. They started 19th and 20th, and the way they look, and they might just finish 16th and 18th. Like it looks of it, don't see it's going to go any other way but backwards. And the Ferraris are going to have a shocker this weekend here in Silverstone. Goes through, braking hard at the 100 metre. Frosty just can't seem to gain. X-Knights is in P5 as well, trying to get through. G'day Racing. Good luck with your stream a little bit later. J Racing will be streaming the Tier 3s, the 100%ers here at Silverstone straight after us. So all the best. We wish you all the best in the stream and your commentating. Meanwhile, Frosty really starting to wait for the opportunity over Maney here. Is this his opportunity now? Down the Wellington Straight, the Red Bull driver deploys. We've got DRS disabled now. It is disabled. Do we come in for the inters with 9 laps? Safety car. Safety car. Hinchman has DNF'd. Well, has this played into the... Oh, Oasis is pitting. Please tell me he's not going in for dries. DRS has been disabled. Hopefully he's put in another set of inters. Or did he think it's rain now in 5 minutes? Is he going to go? Oh, no. Please tell me he's been able to change it to inters. This could be... We're waiting. Yes, he's put himself a new set of inters. Thank God for that. I think he might have been boxing to go. What do the rest do? Mudpack's in. Yes, Mudpack's in for Inters. Moe's in for Inters. The top runners are all in for Inters. With that stop and go penalty. Kiss Chasey just keeps getting more penalties. He's gone through too fast. And that's going to give him 16 seconds of penalties. None that he can serve until after the race. And with 8 laps, you would expect at least 3 laps under safety car. It's not going to be until lap 4. He's got 5 laps. He's just going to drop back. The field, unfortunately for Chasey, it's gone out on mediums. X-Knights has gone out on reds. What's happening here? Oh my God. Inter. Maney's gone on Inters. Frosty the Snowman's gone on Inters. Matty Skills, after that massive internet disconnection, which he had to completely reset, has all of a sudden now found himself the opportunity to come back. J Swole, Evil Blade, Duck Puncher, who was involved in that incident at the safety car line. This has been a blessing for him. Coming in P11, he's going to be able to get the Inters on. We've got black and white flags all over the place. 10 seconds for the Piastri that's driving for speeding in the pit lane as well. Frizy doing Frizy things. Continues on the hards. Frizy, what are you thinking? It's raining, mate. It's raining. Someone tell Frizy it's wet outside. He's not used to these conditions as Frizy. Kiss Chasey, and I don't know what they were thinking. Medium and reds. Must be light. Yeah, but DRS is disabled as well. Are they taking a gamble, Kiss Chasey? I tell you what. Oasis Driver's got himself another. And X-Knights, oh my goodness me. Well, you know what? They're the blokes driving. Could they be thinking right now that it's going to stop? The rain's... Oh, no, he's coming in now, Kiss Chasey. He's decided, no, I've got to get on the Inters. What about X-Knights? X-Knights has continued on. Okay. So X-Knights is gambling to think that it's going to dry out or it's not going to rain heavy enough, and those red tyres with the last 5 laps are going to put him in a chance of winning this race. It's a massive gamble, a huge gamble here. Is it going to pay off for the Red Bull? DRS is disabled, Kyotonic. It is. So this is a huge gamble here for the RB. Kiss Chasey has come out onto the Inters. So he's boxed. Frizy, I don't think he is going to box. I don't think he is. I reckon we're going to get at least another couple of laps under safety car conditions. The question is, can X-Knights, with 7 laps to go, keep the heat in those tyres? Can he keep it in these conditions? It is light rain. It's a real massive gamble, X-Knights. It could be the decision of the night, or it could see him fall so far down and see him maybe even getting behind the Ferraris. Who knows? We've only got 7 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Then we're going to have Tier 3. J Racing will be taking the action there in the commentary box here. Really appreciate you guys tuning in on a Sunday night. This is Wallaby Tier 4. 100% relay race. If you weren't here beforehand, it is the Aston Martin of Mudpack who got pole, meaning the Aston Martins will be pole in Tier 3, Tier 2 and Tier 1. A little bit later on this week. And definite rain. We're going to have light rain for at least the next 15 minutes by the looks of it. But it is light. Is it light enough? DRS has been disabled. So you'd imagine that the wet Inters are the... We're going to have at least one more lap underneath, and this is not doing X-Knights temperatures any good. That's where... Oh, is it? Oh, okay, right. Okay, so it's not qualifying. My apologies. Someone should have told the old man the way it works. My apologies for that. So does that then roll on to Tier 3 where they finish is where Tier 2 starts? Hunter, can you clarify that? Or is it for Tier 4? Is it for all of them? Yes. Yes, meaning I was right the first time or the second time. So where Tier 3 finishes, that's where Tier 2 starts, yes? Okay, so I reckon this is probably going to be it. This is going to be the last lap, and I reckon we are going to go racing. Yeah, right. Thank you, Hunter. Really appreciate the clarification. My apologies. I thought it was based on the qualifications of Tier 4, but the old man got it wrong. Get it wrong all the time. So thanks very much for clarifying that, Hunter. I do appreciate it. So that's what the relay race is all about. The previous race determines the starting positions of the next tier. So right now, Mudpack, Moby, Chevy Wolves and X-Knights, Maney, Frosty. Geez, I tell you what, it's been a good race by Maney, I must say. Been my surprise packet of the night. Manny Skills with the busted up internet in P7. This will be, safety car is in this lap. Oasis driver has been able to will get himself on the back of this duck puncher after that miserable safety car restart, and Chevy Wolves really ran through. Now that'll be investigated with the stewards after the race, so I'm not making any predictions, but I think Chevy is in a lot of trouble. That's just me saying it from what I was able to see. So we have 6 laps. We have all of the grid except X-Knights in the Red Bull on the Reds. Is it going to be the gamble of the century and pay off, or is it going to see X-Knights slip so far down the grid he will not recover? We stay on board. Mudpack is going to leave this to the very last moment. Once again, he gets the jump. He's already got 1.4 seconds on Moe. And down the track he goes. Moe's disconnected. Has he? It looks like he has. Moe looks like he's disconnected there. No, he hasn't. Sorry, that's a ghost car, the Mercedes. So Moe's 1.4 seconds. Chevy Wolves now all over the back. X-Knights has been able to keep heat in there. We've got Oasis driver has got himself another warning. X-Knights just needs to get the temperature up. He's the one that we're looking for. Maney all over the back of him. We will not get DRS now for the next 5 laps. Has been disabled. We've got a Mercedes all over. Get out of the road, mate. You're being lapped. Can X-Knights get the temperature in? Will Maney? He does. He's gone up on the inside. It has not been the right decision. The Red Bull cannot get the temperatures on those slick red tyres. And his teammate, Frosty the Snowman, looks like the next one through. Does X-Knights play the team game? Let Frosty go through? I'm not too sure, but we've got 5 laps. Can he reclaim the temperature? I'm not too sure he can do that. Oh, he's gone too wide. X-Knights, the bad gamble, and it has not paid for him. It won't pay dividends. He needs to let Frosty go through. He's got to start thinking about the best interest of the team, not himself personally. He continues to hang around like a bad smell, but maybe the temperature is getting there. Maybe it is. Who knows? Seems to be that he's been able to stabilise the car. No, he hasn't. Look, it's getting really wide, and it's given Frosty a great run. Does Frosty stick it up on? He won't have DRS at all. Yeah, fair enough. That's okay. And yeah, Frosty's got him up on the inside. Yeah, X-Knight's bad gamble. Matty Skills, man with no internet, looks up on the inside here as we come down the Hamilton Straight. The action's all over this red tyre. X-Knight's tried to take a bit of a gamble. He took a punt and it's gone backwards for him. He's going to go backwards. DRS is disabled. As we said, it is disabled. Maybe it got enabled. It is disabled now with 1 lap. So that is it. It's all over. It's not going to be enabled again. And Matty Skills all over the back of X-Knights. X-Knights is hoping that the rain stops. Not too sure. No, it's still continuing on here. We run on board here, and Matty Skills is going to make light work of X-Knights as he drops down, looks up on the inside. He just can't keep the tyre temperature. Kiss Chasey with 16 seconds of penalties is really going to drop forward. He needs to get in front of the Red Bull and do it fast and do it fast. Get past him now. think of the moment. Yeah, X-Knight's really drifting out wide. We've got the Ferrari, the lap Ferrari, all in the way of Kiss Chasey. Kiss Chasey made a major mistake, but so Left 4 Dead will be really happy with Maney. Definitely my driver of the day. He's been consistent. Hasn't been super fast, but that P4 deserved so far. Been a really good race from him. Frosty the Snowman down there. Matty Skills has been able to get himself up to P6 after that disconnection. So Mudpack, 1.3 seconds in front. Chevy Wolves, less than a second. There will be no DRS, so it's going to have to pass on track. Maney in P4, Frosty the Snowman in P5, Matty Skills closing in on the Red Bull. X-Knights is now 1.3 seconds with Kiss Chasey, who can't get past him. He's all over the back of him. It's only a matter of time, I would imagine, before he goes through. The Evil One, J-Swell and Duck Puncher all looking to try and get past X-Knights here before the end of the race. Lap 49 of 52. The voice is starting to go, I must say. It's been a very, very long night. Hopefully you've enjoyed the racing. It's a bit to go though. Winners have not been decided. X-Knights took that gamble and it just hasn't paid off for him. So, Matty Skills all over the back of Frosty the Snowman. Is he able to close in and overtake as they come through Maggots and Beckett's? It's lap 49.52. It's been a really good battle of these tonight. Frizy, Jay Swaller has made a mistake. He has, unfortunately for him. Kiss Chasey, Matty Skills up on the back now of the Red Bull. The RB was able to maintain it. Kiss Chasey, and on the outside, the Evil One. Great little overtake there into Stowe. Goes the Evil One. He's got himself up to P8, and that's not going to do Kiss Chasey's night any good with the 16 seconds of penalties. He's got Duck Puncher now in P10 with Frizy P11, Oasis Driver P12, Jay Swallow in the Cube, and look, Ferrari doing Ferrari things. P15 and P17 way back. Now, at the front, Chevy Wolves really does have a much better handle of these slippery, wet, light rain conditions than Moe One Kenobi. And I'll tell you what, he might just have him. He does. Moe's let him go. He's played the team game here. Has Moe been get the call? You're slower. Let Chevy attack. Let Chevy attack. Another warning. Corner cutting. Scotty Mack. Another 3 seconds of penalties for him. Kiss Chasey now in P9 with Duck Puncher. They are fighting side by side. Duck Puncher looking to take P9 away. Great work. Maintains it on the outside. Good move there by Duck Puncher. Moe's knew that he was the slower of the two drivers. Meanwhile, Evil Blade's all over the back of X-Knights. He's got Duck Puncher for company. He better get away. Get on with it. Get past the Red Bull and down the road, or Duck Puncher's going to be thinking, you know what, I might take both of them. More corner cutting. This is where you got to take it now, Evil. You've got to send it now. Yes, he does. Duck, duck. Duck, duck, quack, quack. Peking Duck looking nicely. Will he send it up through Vale? Take a look at Chevy Wolves. I tell you what, at the front, we will get on battle. I want to see this on the outside. Oh, what a good... Oh, geez, I tell you what, looking up on the inside. X-Knights gives respect, gives room, and that is a wonderful overtake there from Duck Puncher. Little bit of Hamilton-esque there. Great move. And Duck Puncher now up into P8. Chevy Wolves, P2, 1.3 seconds. The Williams, he's got 2 laps to do it. Moe One Kenobi gave respect, thought, you know what? Chevy's the better one, the better opportunity. He pulled over. He's given Chevy an absolutely great opportunity here to actually close in. Can Chevy take the race to Mudpack, who is in a class of his own? Before the late safety car and the wet weather conditions that hit, he was 10 and a bit seconds away. Take a look at Chevy. Half a second he's taken in that lap. He is within a second. It is going to be a battle down to the end. 51 laps and less than a second separates first from second. Can Mudpack hold on? Can Chevy? Oh, I tell you what, he's getting a bit twitchy there in Chapel onto the hanger straight. It's less than a second. We've got 1 lap to go. Stowe corner. Chevy Wolves, let's ride on board with these two guys here. Into Vale. We now have 1 lap. 18 corners. This is it for the race win. 100% here at Silverstone. We ride on board with Chevy. Mudpack less than a second up the road. He can see the win, Chevy. Can he get the job done? Can Mudpack defend? It's been a great battle here. Mudpack was in a class of his own. The car getting twitchy as he comes onto the Wellington Straight for the last time. Chevy Wolves will be putting the pressure on as much as he possibly can. He's now within 7/10 as we come around turn 6 and turn 7 onto the old main straight and up to Cops. Mudpack just cannot get the traction out of the corners. This is allowing Chevy to close in even further. The gap is less than a second. We've got less than 9. We've got 9 corners to go. Less than half a lap. Chevy needs to make it. He's now 4/10 as we go through Maggots and Beckett's for the very last time. Is it going to be the Williams? Can the Aston Martin hold on? Only time will tell as we come down the hanger straight for the very last time. Chevy's going to give it everything. He's deploying ERS as we go to Stowe. Mudpack defends the inside, but he can't get the traction. The car is losing grip, but I think he's done enough, Mudpack. He's probably done enough. He's going to be able to defend as we come through Vale. It's a gallant effort, but it's not going to be enough for the Williams. And it's going to be Mudpack for the Aston Martins across the line. And he wins in Silverstone from Chevy Wolves in P2. A valiant effort from the Williams. Moe One Kenobi comes through. Maney, what an effort from him in P4. Frosty the Snowman in P5. Matty Skills P6. He's going to drop. Frosty's dropped behind Matty Skills. Duck Puncher, great came to P7. Evil Blade, Oasis Driver P9. They're dropping down. We're going to wait for the penalties to take effect. Frizzy's got himself into the top 10 with Jay Swoll. Kiss Chase, he keeps going. And X-Knights, who took that gamble, who was sitting comfortably in P4 all the way down to P13. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. And Mudpack is your winner. So, Mudpack, the fastest was KS Fit, who got the fastest lap. Driver of the day in the McLaren Frizy with most overtakes was Duck Puncher. Great reclaim from him to get to P7. And X-Knights, the cleanest driver, well, was the wrong decision in terms of the tyres. So let's wrap that up. It is Mudpack in P1. Chevy Wolves P2, Moe, Manny Skills, Frosty the Snowman, Duck Puncher, Evil Blade in the RBs. Great work from them, those guys. Frizy, J Swall, Oasis, Chase, X-Knights, Piastri, X-Cube, Kirko, Scotty Mac, Henchman, Izzy Fizzy, and Mick ends up being last on the grid. Well, thank you very much for joining us, guys. Really appreciate it. I am now going to hand over to Division 3, who will be on in moments' time. My name's been Rapper Pajala. Really hope that you've enjoyed the stream tonight. It has been my pleasure joining. Good luck for everyone in Tier 3 later on tonight. Until we meet next time, it's lights out and bye for now. Good night, everyone.